Chapter 1. Organ systems of the body. We know there's 11 and they're all important to maintaining homeostasis. The first one that we're going to talk about in anatomy is in Chapter 5, the integumentary system. That includes the skin, the hair, the glands, and so pretty much all the associated parts that go along with the skin. Those are the major parts. The purpose of the skin: protect you, help regulate body temperature. They can eliminate waste through sweat and like oil, things like that. The next body system, the skeletal system. Chapters 6 through 9, it's the bones and joints. And our skeletal system gives us support and protection, like our brain, for example, and our lungs and heart. It also houses cells that can eventually become red blood cells and white blood cells and platelets, so very crucial. The muscular system, after that, is also works very closely with the bones for movement. Muscular system includes what I just mentioned, skeletal muscles that work closely with the bones, but it also includes smooth muscle, which where you can find lining the blood vessels, for example, and cardiac muscle that make up the heart. So like I said, the muscles help us move, facilitate movement, and maintain posture. Your muscles in your back are partially contracted at all times when you're upright to keep you upright in your head. The muscles in your neck help keep your head erect. It also, by working, generates heat, which helps warm up our body, maintain temperature. The nervous system, which we will not get into Anatomy 1, it is in Anatomy 2. So if you choose to take that, you will learn more about the nervous system in depth. It's your brain, your spinal cord, your nerves that branch out from your spinal cord, and then sensory organs, that's eyes, ears, nose. And the purpose is to communicate and respond to messages in the body. So if you sense that something's hot, with your fingers, it's going to send that information via the nervous system to your brain and back and cause you to pick up your hand. The endocrine system, these are your hormones, and it produces, it has glands and cells that secrete hormones throughout the body. And there's many different cells and glands that secrete hormones. You can see a few here. This is a male, so testes, ovaries, sex hormones, thyroid hormone, and a few in the brain and the hypothalamus, adrenal gland, which sits on top of the kidneys. Just to name a few examples, again, we'll talk about that in Anatomy 2. It communicates, sends messages in the body via hormones. Okay, cardiovascular system we will talk about this in this course. It's actually 3 chapters in your book. It contains the blood, the heart, and the blood vessels. 3 different chapters for all of those. And the purpose is to carry the blood and with it the nutrients, the oxygen, for example, to specific locations in your body. It also distributes heat, so it regulates body temperature. It also keeps water balance in check by absorbing excess fluids, etc. Lymphatic system and immunity. So your immune system is also known as your lymphatic system. You've heard of lymph nodes. They're major parts of it. The fluid within the lymphatic system and the lymphocytes, which are the white blood cells. Also, other parts of your lymphatic system, your tonsils, your spleen, and your thymus gland. We will talk about the lymphatic system. And the purpose is going to transport fats and proteins to the cardiovascular system. It also filters blood, as most importantly protects against disease. Your respiratory system, which we'll also talk about Chapter 23. The major parts, the lungs, the trachea, the bronchi, which are branches off the trachea, and the purpose to bring oxygen into your body, extracting it out of the blood, and then sending carbon dioxide out of the body, eliminating carbon dioxide. And it also works with the kidneys to regulate acid-base balance in your fluids. The digestive system, which is Anatomy 2, The parts: esophagus, stomach, intestines, accessory organs, salivary glands, liver, gallbladder. And its purpose: to physically break down the food, digest it, absorb the nutrients, and eliminate the waste. Urinary system is also anatomy too. Kidneys are the main part. The ureters are the channels that bring it down to the bladder, and the urethra takes the urine from the bladder outside the body. So its purpose: excrete waste in the form of urine. It's also important in regulating fluid, electrolyte, um, and acid-base balance. Reproductive system, also anatomy too. We have male and female anatomy here, so different parts depending on if you're male or female. Ovaries, uterus, and vagina in the female. Testes, penis, also other associated glands or organs in both sexes. Purpose: to produce a new organism or new individual. And this is the last slide for part 3. Organ systems all appear to be separate, but they are and distinct, but they all work together. They integrate. They communicate with one another to maintain homeostasis. For example, when we talked about body temperature regulation, it involves the muscular system, the cardiovascular system, the nervous system, and integumentary system, all working together so heat is adequately distributed throughout the body.